The always outspoken Jameela Jamil is inviting friends to spill their most embarrassing and mortifying moments on her funny and insightful new podcast, Wrong Turns. Please welcome back Jameela Jamil. Look at you.
Hi. You look amazing and you're doing amazing. So we are all here for your new podcast, Wrong Turns with Jameela Jamil. You've said you're tired of inspiring podcasts. You wanted anti-inspiration, which I absolutely love. Tell us about it.
I'm fatigued. Are we a bit fatigued with inspiration? Are we done with the silver lining? Turning everything into a great pearl of wisdom. I get dumber. And I'm tired of hiding that about myself. And I feel like when life gives you lemons, we don't always make lemonade.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just poo our pants. You know? It's
What
real.
kinds of wrong turns have you taken in life?
Oh, so many, so many. Most times I've come on here, I've said something that felt like a wrong turn.
Really?
I've disgraced all of you.
Don't remember anything anyway.
One big one that I was thinking about this morning was when I went to the audition for a TV show called The Good Place. It was a very bad day. And my boyfriend and I decided to break up just before. Yeah. I'm still with him. But we broke up and I was devastated and I was crying, so I was like, I need to get back in the shower. I washed my hair, I'm drying my hair, and I'm like, you know what, this is an important audition, I'm gonna curl my hair. Now, I have been on television since I was very young. This is not very relatable, but I'd never curled my hair before. So I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna curl it. I live with this beautiful Serbian model. I'm like, can I possibly go into your room and borrow your hair curler? She's like, that's fine. So I go in, I find the box, it says hair wand on it. It's fluorescent pink. I open the box, it looks a little bit different, but it's also the same shade of pink. So I was like, cool. So I go,
I know where this is going.
So I go into the bathroom and...
Does it plug in?
So it's wireless, and I'm like,
battery
technology
operated.
is amazing. And so I wrap my hair around the ridges that it has, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I find the button and I turn it on, and it starts going. At which point it becomes horrendously obvious that I have tried to curl my hair with a female massage device.
I'm going to take a wild guess. I bet you still have it.
No, I returned it to sender, but I had to rewash my hair because now I had pleasurable juice in my hair. So, you know, and so I was almost late for The Good Place because of this.
Well, let's talk about standards. People are
I'm
having
sorry.
Let's talk about The Good Place. So, you know about the wrong turns you take on this show?
I did it again.
This is another one.
Fans fell in love with you for your role on The Good Place, which you say could not have come at a better time. Why is that?
Well, because I think the world is very divided right now, and I think that ultimately all human beings have more in common than they have different, and they took all these different people with all these different philosophies and ideologies and backgrounds and cultures, and they had to work together on what they had in common to get to a better place. And that is the only hope for the United States of America and for the world at large, is to look at what we have in common. The media benefits when we talk about what we have as differences, but ultimately we all want safety, ultimately we all want food, we want shelter, we want happiness in our society, we want people, we want community, and it is the media and social media that is doing an extraordinary job at making us focus on the minutiae, because then we would have to look at the government who are responsible for all those things. It's much more convenient for the government if we're all looking at each other and looking at the most marginalized people in society than if we actually look at the people at the top who are in charge.
Right. The thing is, Jameela, you're a very successful girl, and yet I understand that you love failure. You call yourself something of a failure pervert. Please explain.
Yeah, I am a failure pervert. I live for failure. I think it's where the most fun happens. I think it's where I find out what I'm not good at, but also what I am good at. I think it gives me an opportunity.
Give us an example.
Well, I think I'd never acted before I went to the audition for The Good Place that I'd used a female massage device to curl my hair for, you know. I'd never been a television presenter before I got street scouted and did that. I'd never been a writer before I became a columnist. And so I haven't slept my way to the top. If anything, I would sleep my way down the industry. But I've thrown myself at all of these things. Even this podcast that I'm making now, it's the first time I've ever gone independent. I'm doing it by myself. A corporation can't tell me what to do, can't criticize me for any of my personal beliefs. I'm making this myself, and it's called Wrong Turns because it's just about throwing yourself at failure, not feeling shame around failure, and women especially feel so embarrassed to fail.
Well, you
And you talk a lot about the pressure on women that's placed on women to look a certain way, to remain youthful. You say you hate the term aging gracefully.
Yes, I don't like it. I feel like it's another way for women and men to slight women because we punish you if you dare to age naturally, and then we punish you if there's any evidence, which there normally is, that you've tried to reverse that. And so I don't like that. I don't want to be part of any of it. I don't want to have Botox. I don't want to have filler. I don't want to have a facelift. I'm enjoying my grey hairs. I'm enjoying getting older. I'm turning 40 in the next few months. And I just want to feel privileged for having survived a world in which men have been trying to kill me since I was 2. and I really find that to be a great honour and privilege, and I think it's very sad. So I prefer the term aging peacefully, because that doesn't shame anyone else, but it's how I wish to age. I just want to be left you know, the fork alone.
Well, you know what, Jameela?
Fork. She said fork.
We'll see how you feel in 20 years, and we'll talk again.
Yeah, and listen,
We'll
it's
give
each
you
to their...
recommendations for the guys who can do the Botox.
It's each to their own, but I love aging faces. I love the way that people look, and I think it's really sad that men's aging faces are considered dignified and sexy, and they have salt and pepper hair. When do you ever hear women described as having salt and pepper hair?
You know what? When I see an older guy with a woman who's the same age, the woman always looks younger.
Yeah.
They don't have the option to try to make themselves look younger. They can't do what we can do.
I mean, they do.
So they
Some
say
of them
they're
are.
distinguished.
Yeah.
It's like a way of dealing with the reality of the fact that they can't fix anything.
Although some do.
Yeah,
Well, some do, but you know, they dye their hair, it doesn't look right sometimes. Women can do whatever they want to make themselves look better. What's wrong with
But there's
that?
a culture in thinking that that's what looks better specifically
to
on
go.
women. We shoot men in high definition, and we make women airbrush like emojis.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What's
Jamila's
going
new
on?
podcast, Wrong Turns, premieres tomorrow wherever you stream your podcast. And check out Jameela on our Behind the Table podcast today with the lovely and talented Sarah and Brian Tedder.